Hi everyone, I'm Kino MacGregor and I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. Here you can practice with me, and I've designed this class to really showcase an introduction to what yoga, as you practice with me, is really all about. So if you're ready to dive in, subscribe to my YouTube channel and join this practice with me. Let's close the eyes, come to a comfortable seated position, hands in prayer. As you exhale, softly open the eyes, and we are ready to begin. Let's get started on the hands and knees, and I want you to keep your hands shoulder width apart and the knees hips width apart. We'll begin with the basic movement, coordinating breath, body, and mind. These are the three elements of traditional yoga practice. Inhale, extend the spine, a long, deep breath in. Exhale, let's round the back and draw the navel in. 2 more times. Inhale, remembering that yoga is a spiritual practice. We're using these physical poses. Exhale, round the back. The physical poses lead inward to a more subtle experience. 1 more time. Inhale, extend. We've got a big breath in. Exhale, let's round all the way under. That's good. Come on back to neutral, and now we're going to curl the toes under. We're going to move now into downward facing dog. I want you to drop the head, feel your pelvis and feel your hips, and then let's inhale up to downward facing dog. Good job. Okay, downward dog, after you've been practicing for a while, starts to feel familiar. Those of you who might be newer to the practice, maybe it's a new relationship. I've been practicing and teaching yoga for over 25 years, and so all of the experience that I have in yoga comes from a traditional lineage-based practice. I learned from my teachers in India, and I hope to share what I've learned with you here. Let's take another deep breath in and another deep breath out. Very good. Let's switch the gaze forward. We're going to come now into warrior one. So we'll externally rotate the left hip joint, step your right foot forward, root down into the legs. And then let's lift the torso up, take a moment here and feel the foundation of the legs. A good yoga practice will always combine good anatomical information with a sort of hint at inner discovery. And it's always that hint at inner discovery where the magic happens. Let's externally rotate the shoulders and extend the arms. That's nice. All right. So the yoga practice we're thinking about is always, again, that inner experience, the place where breath, body, and mind meet and intersect at that spark of divinity that's within. Let's press the palms into each other just for a little moment where we're lifting straight up. Big breath in and a big breath out. Nice. Open the hands and then exhale, bring the hands down. Let's inhale, we'll come back to plank. I love plank pose because I wasn't naturally strong when I started the practice. And it's really through postures just like this that I've developed all the strength that I have today. It only took me, more than 25 years, so it took a little while. All right, let's do Chaturanga Dandasana, which is half a push-up. We're going to bend the elbows. Exhale, lower down. That's nice. Inhale, upward facing. This is upward facing dog. Lift the chest and lift the movement in each of the joints of the spine. Exhale, let's roll back to downward facing dog. Take a moment and step into your downward facing dog. That's nice. All right, stabilize here for a moment. Good. Then externally rotate the right hip joint. Inhale, step your left foot forward. We'll take warrior one, Virabhadrasana A on the other side. All right, so stabilize the legs for a moment. The back hip is externally rotated, and your forward hip, the knee is going to eventually come down towards over the ankle. Then externally rotate the shoulders and extend the arms. So in Virabhadrasana A position, we have this as one of the foundational poses in the sun salutations in the Ashtanga yoga method. That's my main style of practice. My teachers that I've learned from in India will always begin every class with the Surya Namaskar. So it's one of those foundational poses that we'll find there. It's also considered a balancing pose, so we're working balance, especially when you press the palms and look up at the thumbs. That's nice. Let's stay there for one more breath. And then open the hands, reach all the way down. Inhale, let's come on back to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. All right, now breathe again. We'll stay here for a few breaths. A long, deep breath in, and a long, deep breath out. Now let's walk your feet forward, Padangusthasana. Softly bend the knees. Reach around and hold onto your big toes with your index finger, your middle finger, and your thumb. Straighten the arms and straighten the legs. Let's move the chest forward. Exhale, pivot at the hip joints, fold forward and down. Very nice. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. No matter what depth you reach in your forward fold, remember that yoga is a lifelong practice. Yoga is more than the pose. Yoga is not a destination that you'll reach one day. It is a lifelong practice, a continual and perpetual journey into the inner world. What you could call an anusthana. This is the Sanskrit for the continual practice. And we say in Ashtanga yoga, anusthana. When we continue the practice, day in and day out, that's when we explore the benefits and really understand what's happening. It's up to you to do that practice every day. All right, inhale, let's straighten the arms, a big breath in. Exhale here. Nice, let's walk your left hand forward, your right hand forward, and then inhale back to plank. Find your plank, good job. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, big breath in. Exhale, downward facing. Now, I want you to step your left foot forward and externally rotate the right hip joint. Take the left hand either down on the ground or on a block, or you can hold onto your big toe. Now, Trikonasana or triangle pose. Gaze up to the right fingers. Very good. We'll hold that for 5 breaths. Steady, deep breathing. Nice. Feel the center line of the body. And as we think about that, the tools that we need to really access the depths of the practice, they're within, but we need a good guide, a trusted teacher. So we think about finding a practice that's as close to the source as possible. I'm so grateful for my teachers and all they gave me throughout the practice. Stay one more breath here. Nice. We'll gaze down. I want you to bring that block with you. Inhale, we'll come all the way up, and then prepare to switch the sides. Exhale, pivot into the right hip joint, press down, and you can hold onto your big toe, stay on the floor, or press onto the block, looking up. All right. Of course, the tools that we experience here are just the tip of the iceberg, understanding that yoga is really a total, lifelong commitment. That might be a lot to swallow right now. Some of you just want to focus on the breath and focus on the pose. Good, we'll stay here, breathing. Let's go for one more breath. Very good. Now, press down into the legs. Inhale, come all the way up, extend the arms. Come back up to the front of the mat, and this is called samasthitihi, right? Equal standing, the beginning and the end of the practice, signifying the spiritual journey. Now, as we continue, inhale, extend the arms, a big breath in. Exhale, fold forward, pivoting at the hip joints, go down. Inhale, the chest moves forward. Exhale, let's step or jump back, move the block out of the way, and chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. We'll stay a couple breaths here. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Equalize. One more breath. And that's good. Switch your gaze forward. Inhale, step or jump your feet forward between the hands, chest away from the thighs. Exhale, fold, lower down. Inhale, stand up, raise the arms, reach high. Samasthitihi, back to standing. And that is Surya Namaskar A, sun salutation A. And that's really the beginning of the traditional Ashtanga practice and where the spark of that inner heat starts to come in. I'd love us to do one more. Inhale, extend the arms, a big breath in. Exhale, fold forward, hands by your feet, go down. Inhale, the chest moves forward. Exhale, step or jump back, and chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, big breath in. Exhale, downward facing, all the way out. Good job, deep breaths. Shoulders roll away from the spine. Nice. Feel that breath, body, mind connection. In Ashtanga, this is called Tristana, or the 3 prongs that are always present in every practice. Good. Let's do one more breath. Switch the gaze forward. Inhale, step or jump your feet forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's stand all the way up. Extend the arms. Samasthitihi. And back to standing. On my channel, you'll find all kinds of Ashtanga yoga resources, so be sure to dive into that. And if you want to take a deep dive into everything that the yoga tradition has to offer, then I can invite you to the online channel that I founded called Omstars.com, and also to read many of my books that I've written about yoga. So let's continue the practice today, and hopefully you'll catch that inspiration to dive deeper into the practice. Take a step out to the right side, and we're going to do a wide leg forward fold, hands on the waist. Inhale, a big breath in. Exhale, pivot at the hip joints, fold forward, taking the hands on the ground. Here's a good place to use a block. If your head feels far away from the ground, let's put the block forward, and then exhale, fold, and we can rest the head on the block. If you don't need the block, you can take that opportunity to shift it over to the side. This is our wide leg forward fold. We'll stay here breathing. Mind is calm. Focus on that deepening of each breath and notice the sensations. Giving yourself the space to breathe and be. One more breath. Inhale, the chest moves forward. Exhale. Inhale all the way up and exhale. We'll do one more of these. Inhale, extend the arms, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, interlace the fingers. A long, deep breath in. Exhale, pivot and fold. Relax the torso forward, softening the shoulders. No fight, no force. Good. Deep, steady breaths. Relaxing and releasing along the center line, through the shoulders, through the pelvis. 2 more breaths. Don't worry if your hands are not on the ground. You could hold onto a strap that can make it a little more accessible to find release in the shoulders. 1 more breath. Pivot back. Inhale all the way up and exhale. Now we'll head on back to Samasthitihi, back to the front of the mat. Inhale, let's extend the arms. A big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Come on down. Inhale, the chest moves away from the thighs. Exhale, come on back, find plank. Let's hold plank position for 5 breaths. Steady breathing. Fire up the muscles of the shoulders and the core of the body. 2 more breaths. You got this. 1 more breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Big breath in. Exhale, downward facing. Big breath out. Switch your gaze forward. Press up into the shoulders. Inhale, cross your shin bones, and exhale, sit down. Extend the legs. Now we come to seated. We're in Dandasana position, hands next to the hips. So, sitting here, breathing deeply, reflect on what brought you to this moment. Have you been practicing before, or is this your first kind of opportunity to move into the practice? I was never a dancer, never a gymnast. I started yoga, my first class when I was 19, and I've been practicing ever since then. Let's pivot forward. Hold on to your big toes. If you keep practicing, 20 years later, 25 years later, 30 years later, you never know what's going to happen. Inhale, a big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Remember the inner journey, the tools that we need for the inner journey. Yoga is more than the pose. This is just the beginning. 2 more breaths. Very good. 1 more breath. Nice. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale here. Now, reach down for the blocks. And I want you to slide the blocks forward of the pelvis. We're going to cross the feet. We're going to practice a lift-up position. This is one of the things I love to teach, and I have a whole series called Yoga Drills where we work on kind of breaking down the elements of really difficult poses, just like this lift-up. So let's try. Hands on the blocks. Your shoulders move forward, and this is kind of the beginning of pivoting forward. And stabilize the shoulders, like the shoulder blades go down the back, and then inhale the hips back and up. Exhale, let's set it down. Now, the beginning of Navasana, we can start off with the toes pointed and the arms forward. Navasana boat pose, right? We're keeping the strength in the muscles of the abdomen. Let's stay for a few more breaths. Very good. Keep it easy. No forcefulness. All right, now cross, hands on the blocks, shoulders forward, hips back and up. Exhale down. Again, we repeat. Arms forward, Navasana. Look at the toes. We got this. Breathing. Steady, calm, focused mind. One more breath. Cross. Hands on the blocks. Hips back and up. Exhale down. Last one. Maybe a straighten. Good. 1. Deep breathing. 2. 3. Very good. 4. 5, cross, hands on the blocks. We're going to hold this lift up for 5 breaths. Here you go. 1, pivot forward into the shoulders. Eventually the feet come off. 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, we set it down. Move the blocks away. All right. Now I want you to separate the feet. Take the hands back behind you. And inhale, hips up and forward. 5 breaths in reverse tabletop. 1, lift the hips up and forward, very good. 2, 3, almost there. 4, and 5. Exhale, let's set it down. Cross the shin bones. Now, roll over the shin bones and place the forearms down. Press up into the shoulders. Let's step back. Dolphin plank. All right. When I first started practicing, I had no idea it would be my life. Everything has changed since I started practicing yoga. I'm definitely a happier and a kinder person to myself and to other people. My diet's changed. My whole lifestyle's changed. Actually, because yoga is a lifelong practice and because there's so much to offer, that is where you can step off of the mat and into the world and really apply all the lessons that you learned. Whether you practice with me here, whether you see me in person, whether you're on Omstars.com or you're reading my books or tuning into my podcast, I hope I inspire you to take those lessons off the mat and into your everyday life. Your shoulders burning? I was trying to distract you there for a moment. Nice long holds in the dolphin plank. Let's sink the knees down. Oh, and walk again forward. Let's find that cobra pose. Good. Soften, settle in. Releasing exactly where you just worked. Nice. Good. Slide that right shoulder underneath and let's spin around, coming into a reclining position for a moment. Find constructive rest. Let the body settle as we shift gears into a more soft and meditative space. Now on the next breath in, I'd like you to draw both knees into your chest. And just lightly hug the knees in. Slowly extend your right leg. On the next breath in, prepare the left hip to move. And then exhale, cross over the center line. We move into reclining twist. Inhale, lift the left arm and let's spiral open. Close the eyes. We'll hold this one for a little extra so that you can find the unraveling point of the meditative mind, a quiet space. Let the body release, the mind soften, and start to peer into the layers of the mind, underneath the conscious mind, into the inner depths of the subconscious, into the subtle body, into the spiritual essence within. One more breath. And then let's inhale, come back to the center. We'll switch the sides. Extend the left leg, a long, deep breath in. And as you exhale, let's cross over. Again, prepare, deep breath in. And then as you exhale, extend the arm and settle the body in. Observe the sensations and relax, release. Quiet the mind. Those few moments where breath, body, and mind come into alignment and harmony. One more breath. And slowly inhale, we'll come back to the center, constructive rest position for a moment. Again, that meditative space where the vibration underneath the skin reveals itself. The subtle flow of energy from the heart, from the spirit. And extend the arms and legs. Let's take a little rest. As you rest, release the body into the ground underneath you. Release the bones, the muscles, the skin. Release any tension that remains in the heart. Release any tension that remains in the body or the mind. Tap into the goodness that's within. And then allow yourself a long, deep breath in. And as you exhale, let's reawaken the body slowly with some small movements. Let's draw the knees into the chest, giving yourself a little squeeze. Exhale, roll over onto the side and all the way up to a comfortable seated position. Close the eyes for a moment. Gently bring the hands in prayer, a long, deep breath in. And as you exhale, softly open the eyes. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice. I hope you join me to continue your journey into the whole spiritual journey of yoga, to understand that it's more than just the poses, that there's a full kind of invitation to dive down into really what the spiritual world has inside, that the tool of asana is really the beginning of kind of opening your mind, expanding your consciousness, and really experiencing the truth of the inner being. There are different styles of yoga that you'll find. You can practice Ashtanga yoga with me. You can practice a more gentle style of yoga. You could also practice yin and enter the softer space to join meditation and really explore the full spectrum of the practice. And when you want the tools to really live the full yogi life, then come on, join Omstars.com, where you can really experience all of the depth that yoga has to offer, where there are more full-length immersive courses with me and with some of the teachers that I've had the great opportunity to practice with all over the world, and especially it brings me such joy to be able to bring some of my teachers from India on my Omstars.com channel. So check it out and continue the practice, and stay with me here on YouTube, and just keep practicing, keep practicing, keep practicing. May you be happy, may you be peaceful, may be filled with love.